in the quiet moments before sleep. A new world of stories begins at Mythical Storytime. We venture into the depths of secrets, uncovering hidden knowledge and exploring tales that captivate the mind. If you're ready to drift into a restful sleep, join us, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories to come.
Today, we embark on an extraordinary journey into the profound work of Dolores Cannon, a pioneer who dared to explore the farthest reaches of human consciousness. Her unique methodology, quantum healing hypnosis technique, or QHHT, didn't just scratch the surface of the mind. It plunged directly into the infinite depths of what she called the subconscious. For decades, Dolores acted as a bridge between worlds, bringing back incredible insights, forgotten histories, and miraculous healings. We're going to explore some of the most compelling case studies from her vast body of work that demonstrate truths far beyond the unknown. So let us open our minds and prepare to explore the ultimate library of knowledge that resides within each of us. Imagine for a moment that within each and every one of us there exists an incredible, boundless reservoir of knowledge. Not just the knowledge you learned in school, or from books, or through your personal experiences. No, I'm talking about all knowledge. The history of the universe, the secrets of every single lifetime you've ever lived, the root cause of every ailment, the answers to every question you could ever conceive. This isn't science fiction. This is the reality Dolores Cannon uncovered through thousands of hypnosis sessions. She called this magnificent part of us the subconscious, though she often emphasized it's far more than what psychology conventionally defines. It's truly our higher self, our oversoul, the direct connection to the source of all creation. In the context of QHHT, the subconscious, or SC as Dolores often abbreviated it, isn't the repressed, instinctual part of the mind that Sigmund Freud described. It's not your personal ego or your unconscious desires. Instead, the SC is the immense, all-knowing aspect of ourselves that holds the complete record of every soul's journey throughout time and space. It's the part that is connected to the universal mind, the collective consciousness, and the very fabric of existence. Think of it as your soul's supercomputer, always online, always connected, and always holding the highest wisdom for your evolution. During a QHHT session, Dolores would guide clients into the deepest level of trance, what's known as the somnambulistic state, where this incredible aspect of self could directly communicate, bringing forth revelations that often left even Dolores astonished. Dolores frequently referred to the subconscious as a book of knowledge. Imagine walking into a library where every book ever written, every thought ever conceived, every experience ever lived, is perfectly catalogued and instantly accessible. That's the power the SC wields. It knows everything about the client's past lives, their current life lessons, their purpose, and even their future potentials. But it's not just a passive information repository. It's also the ultimate healer. When accessed, it can identify the root cause of any physical or emotional issue and, if permitted by the client's highest good, initiate instantaneous healing. This bypasses the conscious mind's limitations, doubts, and fears, allowing pure, unadulterated truth and healing energy to flow through. Let us dive into a compelling case study that powerfully illustrates the SC's access to seemingly impossible knowledge. In one of Dolores' sessions, she worked with a client, let's call him Mark, who was an architect in his current life. Mark had no academic interest in ancient history, particularly not in obscure and excavated sites. Yet, during his session, when the SC was engaged, Mark began describing in vivid, intricate detail an ancient city. He wasn't just talking about buildings, he was describing the specific types of stone used, the unique architectural techniques, the drainage systems, even the societal structure and the daily rituals of its inhabitants. The level of detail was astounding, far beyond anything Mark's conscious mind could have fabricated. What was truly beyond the unknown about this case was that Mark described elements of the city that archaeologists had only speculated about, or that were still undiscovered. He mentioned specific artifacts, unique forms of writing, and even the precise location of a hidden, underground water source that was vital to the city's survival. When Dolores followed up with him and researched the historical period, they found that while some elements were known, many were either unconfirmed or represented entirely new information that had not yet surfaced in mainstream archaeology. The SC provided details about the city's eventual demise due to a geological event that was scientifically plausible but not previously linked to this civilization. Mark's conscious mind as an architect might have been able to construct a plausible ancient city at the sheer specificity and the inclusion of verifiable or soon-to-be verifiable unknown details, pointed directly to a source of knowledge far beyond his personal memory or imagination. This wasn't imagination, it was access to an historical database, an Akashic record, if you will, directly through his higher self. Another incredible example comes from a session involving a woman, whom we'll call Sarah, who was a professional linguist specializing in modern European languages. Sarah had absolutely no knowledge or interest in ancient, obscure dialects from, say, indigenous cultures of South America or forgotten corners of Asia. However, in her QHHT session, the SC began to speak through her, not in English, but in a series of guttural, rhythmic sounds interspersed with what sounded like ancient chants and distinct words. The language was clearly structured, not gibberish, but entirely unintelligible to Sarah's conscious mind, and to Dolores at the time. What happened next was remarkable. Dolores, recognizing the pattern and consistency of the sounds, recorded the session meticulously. Later, on a hunch, she consulted with an ethnolinguist specializing in dead or very rare languages. To their astonishment, parts of the language spoken by Sarah's SC were identified as remnants of an extremely rare, almost extinct dialect of an ancient Peruvian culture, a dialect so obscure it was only known to a handful of scholars worldwide. The words Sarah uttered, completely unknown to her waking mind, were found to correspond to specific ritualistic phrases and descriptions of ancient ceremonies. The linguist confirmed that the structure and vocabulary were consistent with what little was known of this lost language. Sarah's SC was effectively speaking a dead language, providing information that her conscious, well-trained linguistic mind had no access to. This wasn't something she could have learned in a textbook. It was retrieved directly from the universal mind, a memory of a soul that had once inhabited that culture. A third illustration of the SC's extraordinary reach involves a client. Let's call him David, who is an amateur astronomer with a solid understanding of conventional astrophysics. David was a logical, left-brained individual. Yet, during his session, his SC began describing celestial bodies and cosmic phenomena that went far beyond current astronomical theories. It described planets that were not rocky or gaseous, but composed entirely of crystalline structures, humming with unique frequencies. It detailed how these living planets communicated through light and sound, and how their ecosystems were based on energy absorption rather than conventional photosynthesis. What was truly beyond the unknown here was the level of scientific detail the SC provided. It spoke of specific vibrational resonance patterns of these crystalline structures, the nature of their atmospheres which were not breathable by human lungs but composed of light particles, and even the type of consciousness that inhabited them, a collective, non-physical intelligence. David's conscious mind had never encountered such concepts in his astronomical studies, which were based on known physics. The SC was essentially providing a cosmic blueprint of alternative forms of planetary existence and life, suggesting a universe far more diverse and vibrant than we currently perceive. This information wasn't based on human science. It was an insight from a cosmic consciousness that understood the fundamental laws of creation across vastly different environments. It challenged his entire understanding of celestial mechanics and the very definition of life. These cases, and countless others documented by Dolores Cannon, serve as irrefutable evidence of the vast, limitless intelligence residing within us all. The subconscious is not bound by the limitations of time or space, nor by the filters of our ego or our learned beliefs. It can access any information from any time, anywhere in the cosmos. It knows the truth about our history, our purpose, and our potential. It is the ultimate bridge to understanding that we are far more than our physical bodies. We are infinite beings of light and consciousness, connected to everything. Understanding this fundamental truth, that we carry an entire universe of knowledge within, is the first step in truly venturing beyond the unknown. This incredible access to knowledge is just the beginning. In our next chapter, we will delve into one of the most compelling applications of this connection, past life, regression, and how it unveils forgotten histories that directly impact our present lives. The concept of reincarnation has been present in spiritual traditions for millennia, yet for many, it remains a philosophical idea, a belief without tangible proof. Dolores Cannon's work, however, takes this concept from the realm of belief into direct, undeniable experience. Through the deep trance state of QHHT, clients don't just imagine past lives, they relive them, experiencing emotions, physical sensations, and environments with a vividness that often leaves them stunned. What makes these experiences truly extraordinary are the specific, often verifiable details that emerge, demonstrating a source of memory far beyond our current life's learning. When a client is regressed into a past life, their consciousness can access an incredible depth of detail. They might describe the smell of the air, the texture of their clothing, the taste of food, the sounds of a busy marketplace, or the unique architectural style of a specific historical period. They might recount conversations, political events, or even personal relationships with astonishing clarity. The information isn't intellectual. It's an experiential download. a full sensory immersion into a former existence. This isn't imagination at play. It's genuine soul memory being retrieved directly from the subconscious, one of the most profound aspects of these regressions is the emergence of verifiable details. These are specific names, dates, locations, or obscure historical facts that the client's conscious mind could not possibly know. When such details surface, Dolores, or researchers following her work, would then undertake the arduous task of historical corroboration. Time and again, what began as a deeply personal, subjective experience in a hypnosis session would turn into objective, provable fact, pushing the boundaries of what science considers possible. This process offers tantalizing glimpses into the true nature of the soul and its eternal journey. Let us explore a compelling case study from Dolores' books that highlights this verifiable recall. The French Revolution executioner, in one session, a seemingly ordinary woman, living a quiet life in America, found herself describing a past life as an executioner during the French Revolution. She wasn't just stating facts, she was feeling the coarse fabric of her uniform, smelling the fear in the air, hearing the shouts of the crowd, and experiencing the grim weight of the guillotine blade. She vividly recounted the chilling details of public executions, not with judgment, but with a detached, almost procedural understanding of her role in that brutal period. What made this case truly beyond the unknown were the specific, granular details she provided. She named a particular street corner where a makeshift gallows was often erected, described the unique design of a certain type of tumble-the-cart used to transport prisoners, and even recalled the names of minor officials who were present at these executions, figures not widely known in general historical accounts. She even spoke of the specific architectural features of a particular public square during that time, describing temporary structures erected for the events, the types of lampposts, and the layout of the barricades. Following the session, Dolores, with the assistance of a historian specializing in the French Revolution, painstakingly cross-referenced these details. To their amazement, many of the seemingly random specifics, the street names, the officials' names, the exact descriptions of the temporary gallows and specific public spaces were indeed historically accurate, aligning with obscure historical documents and architectural records from the late 18th century. These were not prominent facts found in common textbooks. They were details that only a diligent, specialized historian, or someone who had genuinely lived through that time, would know. The client, in her current life, had no prior interest in or knowledge of this specific historical period beyond basic school-level awareness. This was concrete evidence that her subconscious had access to genuine soul memory, providing verifiable proof of a life lived centuries ago. Another fascinating example involved a man who regressed to a life as a Native American warrior in a tribe from the Pacific Northwest during the 18th century. He described not just his experiences in battle, but the intricate details of his tribe's daily life, the precise method of weaving specific types of baskets from local plants, the construction techniques of their longhouses, the nuances of their hunting rituals, and the specific spiritual beliefs associated with certain animals. He even reproduced, through his mouth, specific hunting calls and ceremonial chants that sounded distinctly un-English, yet consistent and patterned. The beyond the unknown aspect emerged when these details were compared to anthropological and ethnographic studies of specific Pacific Northwest tribes from that era. The types of baskets, the unique longhouse architecture with its intricate carvings, the hunting calls, and the spiritual animal associations were all found to be highly accurate for that particular Rigi. On and time period, the client had no prior anthropological knowledge, nor had he ever expressed interest in these cultures. The details were too specific, too culturally nuanced to be invented. This wasn't a generic Indian past life. It was a deeply specific cultural immersion, verified by scholarly research, once again highlighting the SC's ability to access precise, forgotten historical and cultural data. Consider also the case of a client who recalled a life as a scribe in ancient Egypt. What came through wasn't just a general sense of being in Egypt, but incredibly specific details about the methods of preparing papyrus scrolls, the types of inks used for different purposes, the hierarchy of scribes within the pharaoh's court, and even the unique smell of the Nile River. In a particular season, the client described in detail the process of grinding pigments, the type of reed used for pens, and the specific posture required for writing in the ancient Egyptian script. Upon research, many of these minute details aligned perfectly with established Egyptological knowledge, much of which is not widely popularized, the precise descriptions of the scribal tools, the work environment, and the social structure of scribes within the bureaucratic system of ancient Egypt were all highly consistent with archaeological findings and historical texts. The client's conscious mind had no specialized knowledge of Egyptology beyond what one might glean from documentaries or popular books, none of which would cover such granular, vocational specifics. This was a direct memory of a professional life lived thousands of years ago, proving the soul's ability to retain highly specialized knowledge across lifetimes. These cases are not isolated incidents in Dolores Cannon's work. They are recurring patterns that reinforce the profound truth that our souls carry an indelible record of every experience, every lesson, and every environment we have ever inhabited. The detailed, verifiable nature of these past life regressions provides compelling evidence for the existence of reincarnation, not as a mystical concept, but as a demonstrable aspect of the soul's continuous evolution. It shows us that what we perceive as history is not merely dusty books or distant events, but a living, breathing library contained within each of us. Understanding these past lives offers more than just historical fascination. It provides invaluable insights into our current life. Many of our current fears, phobias, talents, and relationships can be traced back to experiences and connections forged in previous incarnations. By bringing these forgotten histories to light, we can understand the roots of our present challenges and begin the process of profound healing and growth. In our next chapter, we will delve deeper into the therapeutic aspect of this past life knowledge, exploring how understanding these forgotten histories leads directly to profound karmic healing and release, resolving issues that have lingered for lifetimes. Our journey through past lives is not merely an academic exercise or a fascinating trip down history lane. Its ultimate purpose, as Dolores Cannon meticulously documented through thousands of sessions, is healing. Many of the inexplicable phobias, chronic physical ailments, persistent emotional blockages and recurring negative patterns we experience in our current lives are not random. They are often direct echoes of past life experiences, unresolved traumas, unfulfilled vows, or karmic lessons that our soul is still trying to process. The subconscious, with its infinite wisdom, holds the key to uncovering these roots and, more importantly, to releasing their hold on us. The principle behind karmic healing and QHHT is elegantly simple yet profoundly effective. When a client guided into the deepest trance revisits a past life where a significant trauma occurred, a sudden death, a betrayal, a severe injury, a deeply held vow, the energy of that event can still be lodged within their energy field. This stored energy manifests in the present as a phobia, a physical pain with no medical explanation, or a destructive pattern that seems impossible to break. The conscious mind, having no memory of the original cause, struggles to understand or resolve it. However, once the subconscious guides the client to relive and understand the original event in the past life, illumination occurs. The mere act of bringing this forgotten memory into conscious awareness, under the guidance of the SC, allows the energy to be seen, processed, and released. It's like finding a stubborn knot in a long thread. Once you identify it, you can untangle it. The SC, being the ultimate healer, then often steps in to provide direct healing, sometimes instantaneous, sometimes gradual, effectively dissolving the karmic residue that has been impacting the client's current life. This is where the true magic of Dolores Cannon's work shines brightest, the direct, observable impact on present-day suffering. Let's explore some powerful case studies that vividly illustrate this principle of karmic healing. Case Study 1. The Unexplained Phobia. From drowning to freedom. One particularly striking case involved a young woman, Sarah, who suffered from an extreme, debilitating phobia of water. Not just deep water, but even shallow pools, bathtubs, and heavy rain would trigger panic attacks. Medically, there was no explanation. She had no traumatic water incidents in her current life that could account for such an intense, irrational fear. Traditional therapy had yielded no lasting results. During her QHHT session, Sarah was regressed to a past life where she lived as a fisherman's daughter in a small coastal village in the 17th century. She vividly described the hardships of life by the sea, the constant worry for her father, and the scent of salt and fish. Then, a traumatic event unfolded. A sudden, violent storm capsized her father's boat, and she witnessed him drown helplessly in the churning waves. She felt his struggle, his terror, and ultimately, her own profound grief and powerlessness. The raw, unfiltered emotions of that moment poured out. What made this beyond the unknown was not just the vivid recall, but the immediate and profound shift that occurred. As the subconscious guided her through this traumatic death scene, it explained that a deep fear of water in her current life was a direct energetic imprint from that past life. Her soul had carried the trauma and the terror of drowning into her next incarnation as a survival mechanism, even though the conscious mind didn't know why. Once the SC explained the connection and allowed her to emotionally process the event, it then performed a powerful energetic cleansing. The SC told her, the lesson has been learned. This fear is no longer needed. You are safe now. Following the session, Sarah reported an astonishing transformation. The panic attacks around water completely vanished. She no longer felt the primal fear of rain or bathtubs. Within weeks, she cautiously approached swimming pools, and within months, she was not only swimming comfortably, but even expressed an interest in learning to scuba dive, something utterly unimaginable to her before. This was not a slow desensitization. It was a fundamental shift in her energetic patterning, an undeniable release of karmic residue that had plagued her for years. The memory, once hidden and causing suffering, became the key to her liberation. Case Study 2, Chronic Pain. The soldiers wound. Another powerful example involved a middle-aged man, David, who experienced chronic, inexplicable pain in his lower back and left leg. Doctors found no structural damage, no nerve impingement, and offered no lasting solutions. The pain was constant, dull, and profoundly affected his quality of life. During his QHHT session, David regressed to a past life as a soldier in a distant conflict, perhaps in the early 20th century. He recounted a specific battle scene where he was gravely wounded by a shrapnel blast to his lower back and left leg. He described the agonizing pain, the cold ground, the sound of distant gunfire, and the overwhelming feeling of being left behind to die. The SC allowed him to fully experience the moment of death, feeling the gradual fading of consciousness from that specific injury. The beyond the unknown element here was the direct correlation between the past life wound and his current, medically unexplained pain. The SC explicitly stated that the pain David was experiencing in his current life was an energetic echo of that fatal injury. It was a lingering imprint, a phantom pain from a wound that his soul still remembered. Once the SC guided him through the past life death and acknowledged the courage he displayed, it began a powerful healing process. It explained that the pain was a message, a reminder of a lesson learned in that life about sacrifice and survival, but that the suffering was no longer necessary. Within days of the session, David reported a significant reduction in his chronic pain. Over the next few weeks, the pain completely dissipated. He regained full mobility and was able to resume activities he had abandoned years ago due to the discomfort. This was not a psychological trick. It was a physical healing, a detachment of a karmic anchor that had been holding him captive in a cycle of suffering. The SC, knowing the full history of the soul, was able to precisely locate and effectively neutralize the energetic blueprint of the old wound. Case Study 3. The Vow of Poverty. Unlocking financial abundance healing isn't always physical. It can also be about resolving deeply ingrained life patterns that manifest as challenges. Consider the case of Michael, a highly talented and intelligent individual who, despite his best efforts, always struggled with money. No matter how much he earned, or how carefully he managed his finances, abundance always seemed to slip through his fingers. He had a recurring sense of being unworthy of wealth. In his QHHT session, Michael regressed to a past life as a monk in a monastic order during a time of great spiritual austerity. In that life, he had taken a vow of poverty, genuinely believing that material deprivation was the path to spiritual purity and enlightenment. He remembered the sacredness of the vow, the sincerity with which he made it, and the deep conviction that earthly possessions were a hindrance to his soul's journey. He even described the physical details of his meager living quarters and the rituals of renunciation. The beyond the unknown aspect was the revelation that this ancient vow, made with profound sincerity, was still energetically active in his current life. His soul was still adhering to the promise made centuries ago, subconsciously sabotaging any attempts at accumulating wealth, believing it was for his highest good. The subconscious confirmed this, explaining that while the vow was appropriate for that particular incarnation and spiritual path, it was now hindering his current life's purpose, which required him to be in a position of greater resource. The SC guided Michael to consciously release that vow, understanding that the spiritual lesson had been learned and that poverty was no longer a prerequisite for a spiritual growth in this life. It explained that true spirituality lies in balance and the ability to use resources for good. After the session, Michael felt an immediate sense of lightness and release around financial matters. He started to notice opportunities he had previously overlooked. His income steadily increased, and he found new, ethical ways to manage his resources. His limiting belief, originating from a distant past, was dismantled, allowing him to align with the abundance that had always been available to him. This was a clear example of karmic patterning being consciously unblocked through past life understanding. These examples vividly demonstrate the profound impact of karmic healing. By accessing these deeply buried memories, the subconscious acts as a divine surgeon, cutting energetic cords, releasing trapped emotions, and rewriting the energetic blueprints that have perpetuated suffering across lifetimes. It is a testament to the soul's ability to heal itself when given the truth and the opportunity to release what no longer serves its highest good. This process reveals that our current challenges are often not random misfortunes, but rather signposts pointing us back to unresolved lessons, offering us the ultimate opportunity for completion and liberation. In our next chapter, we will continue exploring the incredible healing abilities of the subconscious, focusing specifically on cases of spontaneous healing, the body's incredible capacity, where illnesses and conditions vanished instantaneously with no logical explanation. In the realms Dolores Cannon explored through QHHT, one of the most astonishing phenomena is the spontaneous healing that often occurs when the subconscious is accessed. We're talking about cases where severe, long-standing, and sometimes even terminal illnesses vanish instantaneously, or where physical damage inexplicably reverses, or without conventional medical intervention. This isn't just about feeling better. It's about the body's complete and rapid self-repair, often within the session itself or shortly thereafter. These are the moments that truly push the boundaries of beyond the unknown, demonstrating the incredible, often untapped, power within our own being. The mechanism behind this miraculous healing, as revealed by the subconscious, is deeply profound. The SC knows the complete history of the body and the soul. It understands the root cause of every ailment, whether it's a physical imbalance, an emotional trauma, a karmic consequence from a past life, or even a limiting belief holding the energy of disease in place. Once this root cause is identified and acknowledged by the client's conscious mind, the subconscious, as the ultimate healer, can then initiate a profound energetic clearing and reorganization. It's like finding a glitch in the body's energetic programming and instantly rewriting the code. For healing to occur, two crucial conditions must be met, as Dolores often emphasized. First, the client must truly desire to be healed. Their conscious will and deep intention are paramount. Second, The healing must be appropriate for the client's current life path and lessons. The subconscious will never override a soul's chosen learning experience or karmic journey, as every challenge holds a potential lesson. However, if the lesson has been learned, or the suffering is no longer serving a higher purpose, the healing can be swift and complete, aligning with the soul's highest good. Let us explore some truly extraordinary case studies from Dolores Cannon's work that showcase this spontaneous healing. Perhaps the most dramatic examples of spontaneous healing involve the remission of terminal illnesses. In one profoundly impactful session, Dolores worked with a woman, let's call her Eleanor, who was diagnosed with an aggressive, late-stage cancer that had metastasized throughout her body. Doctors had given her only a few months to live. Eleanor came to Dolores not just for healing, but for understanding, wanting to know why this was happening to her. During the QHHT session, Eleanor's subconscious explained that the cancer was indeed a physical manifestation of deeply suppressed emotional trauma and a profound sense of unforgiveness she harbored towards herself and others from decades past. It wasn't just physical. It was an energetic crystallization of unresolved emotional pain. The SC showed her how, over years, this emotional burden had manifested cell by cell, creating the illness. What was truly beyond the unknown in this case was the direct action the SC took. Once Eleanor consciously understood the connection and expressed a genuine desire for forgiveness and release, the SC began to work. It described itself as going in and cleaning house, energetically dissolving the cancerous cells, removing the energetic blueprint of the disease, and recalibrating her body's natural healing mechanisms. The SC communicated that the healing was occurring instantly. After the session, Eleanor felt an immediate shift. She reported a surge of energy, a lightness she hadn't felt in years, and a profound sense of peace. Follow-up medical scans, initially scheduled weeks later, revealed something astounding. The tumors had significantly shrunk, and in some areas, had completely disappeared. Within a few months, doctors confirmed a complete and inexplicable remission. Eleanor defied all medical prognoses, living years longer than predicted. Her life a testament to the body's incredible capacity for a self-repair when guided by the higher self. This wasn't a slow process. It was a sudden, dramatic reversal of a terminal condition. Another astounding category of spontaneous healing involves the regeneration or repair of organs that were previously deemed irreparable. Dolores often spoke of cases where the SC could fix damaged organs or even grow new, fully functional ones if the original was too compromised. One such case involved a man, Robert, who had severe chronic kidney disease, leading to constant pain, exhaustion, and the need for regular dialysis. His doctors had told him he was likely headed for a kidney transplant. In his QHHT session, Robert's subconscious revealed that his kidney issues stemmed from a profound sense of guilt and self-punishment he carried from a past life where he felt he had wronged others. The kidneys, in their energetic symbolism, are often related to feelings of guilt and fear. The SC confirmed that this past life burden was literally weighing down his physical body in his present life. Once Robert understood this karmic connection and fully released the guilt, the SC began working on his kidneys. The SC described its process as rebuilding the structure from the inside out, detailing how it was repairing the damaged nephrons and restoring their filtration function. The beyond the unknown aspect was the sheer audacity of this claim, a physical organ regenerating itself. After the session, Robert felt a significant improvement. His energy level soared, and his pain subsided. Subsequent medical tests, initially met with skepticism by his doctors, showed a remarkable improvement in his kidney function. Over several months, his kidney health steadily improved to the point where he no longer required dialysis, and his doctors were baffled by his unprecedented recovery, attributing it to an unknown spontaneous remission. This was a clear example of the subconscious directly intervening at a cellular level, demonstrating control over biological processes that are typically beyond conscious influence. While terminal illness remission is dramatic, equally powerful are the cases where long-suffering individuals find immediate relief from chronic, debilitating pain that has plagued them for years. Consider the case of Maria, who had suffered from severe, chronic migraines since childhood. These weren't just headaches, they were debilitating, often accompanied by visual odor, nausea, and sensitivity to light and sound, forcing her to spend days in darkness. Neurologists had exhausted all options, and her life was significantly impacted. In her QHHT session, Maria regressed to a past life where she was a scholar who worked tirelessly and lived under immense mental pressure and stress, often causing her severe tension headaches. The SC explained that in that life, she had used her mind for a complex, abstract problem-solving to the point of exhaustion, and her current migraines were a physical manifestation of that unresolved mental strain and the internal pressure she put on herself for intellectual perfection. The SC also highlighted how she was still carrying a subconscious belief that she needed to push herself to the brink to be valuable. Once this connection was made clear and Maria understood the energetic link, the subconscious identified the trigger point for the migraines in her energetic field. The beyond the unknown factor was the immediacy of the relief. Maria emerged from the session feeling remarkably clear-headed, without the usual post-hypnosis grogginess. More importantly, her migraines completely ceased. She reported a profound sense of mental calm and clarity she hadn't experienced in decades, for the first time in her life. She was free from the constant threat of pain. This wasn't a psychological placebo. It was a fundamental shift in her energetic patterning, allowing her body to finally release the burden of chronic pain it had carried from a past life as mental X. Alston, these extraordinary cases underscore a fundamental truth. Our physical bodies are not merely biological machines subject to random breakdown. They are intricate energy systems deeply connected to our conscious and subconscious minds, and to the vast reservoir of our soul's history. When we access the subconscious through QHHT, we tap into the ultimate inner physician, capable of initiating profound healing that often transcends current medical understanding. Dolores Cannon's work continually showed that the body has an innate, miraculous capacity to heal itself once the energetic blockages and the root causes are identified and released. This profound healing ability is just one facet of the incredible power revealed by the subconscious. In our next chapter, we will venture even further beyond the unknown as we explore our cosmic connections and universal truths, delving into starseed origins, universal laws, and the very nature of reality itself. As Dolores Cannon's work deepened over the decades, the revelations from the subconscious began to expand beyond personal past lives and earthly healings, venturing into the truly cosmic. Clients from all walks of life without any prior belief or knowledge started to consistently channel information about extraterrestrial origins, the intricate tapestry of universal laws, the mind-bending reality of parallel dimensions, and profound insights into the very nature of creation. This demonstrated that the subconscious is not merely a record of human experience, but a direct conduit to universal knowledge, proving that we are infinitely more connected than our conscious minds can fathom. Many clients, when regressed, would find themselves not on Earth, but on other planets, in different dimensions, or embodying non-human forms of consciousness. These were often identified as starseeds, souls who originated from other star systems or dimensions, specifically volunteering to incarnate on Earth during this critical period of transformation. Their purpose, as consistently revealed by the subconscious, was to assist humanity and the planet with the ongoing energetic shift, bringing with them specific frequencies, knowledge, and perspectives. The profound sense of not belonging, or a deep yearning for a home they couldn't quite place, often made perfect sense once their true cosmic origins were uncovered. One particularly poignant case involved a woman, whom we'll call Emily, who felt profoundly alienated from human society. She described feeling like an observer, unable to connect with typical human emotions or concerns. During her QHHT session, her subconscious revealed that she was a starseed from a highly advanced, non-physical civilization that existed in a crystalline dimension of pure thought and energy. She vividly recounted her life there, describing beings of light communicating telepathically, their cities built of pure energy, and their universal purpose of maintaining cosmic balance through vibrational resonance. What was truly beyond the unknown about this case was the detailed description of her pre-incarnation mission. She had specifically volunteered to come to Earth to help anchor higher frequencies of compassion and unconditional love during its turbulent transition. The SC explained that her feelings of detachment were due to the density of Earth's vibrations compared to her home dimension, and that her mission was one of quiet, energetic anchoring, not overt action. This revelation gave Emily a profound sense of purpose and belonging, transforming her feelings of alienation into understanding and acceptance of her unique role. Her subconscious provided specific energetic practices she could use to maintain her high vibration on Earth, directly from the knowledge of her star origin. Beyond personal cosmic origins, the subconscious consistently revealed the existence and operation of profound universal laws that govern all existence, far beyond human-made rules. These laws, such as the law of cause and effect, the law of attraction, and critically, the concept of soul contracts, are not arbitrary but are fundamental to the soul's evolutionary journey. Clients often gained insight into why certain events happened in their lives, understanding them not as random occurrences, but as carefully planned lessons or agreements made before incarnation. A compelling illustration of a soul contract came from a man, Daniel, who was perpetually stuck in a cycle of financially abusive relationships. Despite his intelligence and good intentions, he consistently found himself exploited, losing everything. In his session, the subconscious revealed a powerful soul contract made in a past life where Daniel, as a wealthy and powerful figure, had severely exploited others, causing immense suffering. In his current life, he had agreed to experience the other side of that dynamic, to understand the pain of being exploited. as a means of balancing the scales and deeply learning empathy and the true value of respect. The beyond the unknown aspect was the intricate detail of this pre-birth planning, the specific individuals involved, the exact lessons to be learned, and the agreed-upon triggers for the experiences. The SC confirmed that Daniel's soul had chose and these difficult lessons for its own accelerated growth. Once Daniel fully understood this contract and the profound lesson of humility and justice he was learning, the pattern instantly broke. He began to discern healthier relationships, and the abusive dynamics simply ceased to manifest in his life. This was not about punishment, but about the soul's commitment to growth and balance through chosen experience. The subconscious also provided stunning insights into the nature of parallel realities and timelines, challenging our linear understanding of time and existence. It revealed that every choice we make, every potential path, exists simultaneously in an infinite array of parallel realities. Time is not a straight line, but a vast, interconnected web of possibilities, and our consciousness navigates these as we make choices. One remarkable case involved a client, Lisa, who felt an intense sense of missing something from her life, a persistent feeling that she had made a wrong turn somewhere. In her QHHT session, her subconscious showed her not just one past life, but multiple parallel versions of her current life, each diverging at key decision points. It revealed a version where she took a different career path, another where she married a different person, and even one where a seemingly minor choice led to a drastically different outcome. The beyond the unknown aspect was the tangible feeling of these alternate realities. Lisa could sense the emotional nuances and life trajectories of these parallel selves. The SC explained that her feeling of missing something was her deeper self resonating with a parallel reality where a different choice had led to a specific desired outcome. The message was that consciousness can indeed jump timelines by making strong, conscious choices aligned with desired realities. It was not about regret, but about understanding the fluid nature of reality and the power of conscious choice to shift one's experience. This profound realization empowered Lisa to make decisive changes in her current life, knowing that she was actively choosing and creating a desired reality. Finally, the subconscious consistently provided breathtaking insights into the nature of creation and the original creator. Clients would often be taken to a state of profound unity, experiencing themselves as pure consciousness, connected to the source of all that is. This was described not as a god figure sitting on a throne, but as an infinite, pulsating field of unconditional love, pure energy, and limitless creativity. The all that is or the original creator. In one particularly moving session, a client, a lifelong atheist named Michael, found himself weeping uncontrollably as his subconscious merged with what it called the void. But this void was not empty. It was the ultimate plenum, a swirling nebula of pure potential and infinite love, where every particle of existence originated. He described feeling himself expand beyond his body, beyond the planet, becoming one with the light of creation itself. He articulated complex philosophical concepts about the illusion of separation, the interconnectedness of all souls, and the ultimate purpose of existence being pure experience and creation, all without any prior spiritual framework. But beyond the unknown here was the direct, experiential knowing of the divine, transcending all intellectual concepts or religious dogma. Michael, who had never believed in anything beyond the material world, now knew, through direct experience, that he was a fragment of an infinite, loving source. A truth that profoundly transformed his life and understanding of reality. These cosmic revelations, delivered consistently across thousands of diverse clients, painted a magnificent picture of our universal existence. They affirm that we are not isolated beings in a lonely universe, but intricate parts of a grand cosmic design, connected to extraterrestrial civilizations, guided by universal laws, navigating a multiverse of possibilities and stemming from a single infinite source. Dolores Cannon's work opened the doors to these profound truths, providing not just information, but often direct, transformative experiences of these realities. In our final chapter, we will bring these incredible insights back to our present moment, focusing on Earth's evolution, higher consciousness, and Dolores Cannon's enduring legacy, tying together all these threads into an empowering vision for our future. From the depths of thousands of QHHT sessions conducted by Dolores Cannon, a resounding and urgent message emerged. Our planet is undergoing an extraordinary, unprecedented transformation. This isn't merely a shift in politics or society. It's a profound energetic and vibrational evolution, leading to what many call the New Earth. This consistent revelation, flowing through diverse individuals with no prior exposure to such concepts, paints a vivid picture of a collective awakening and a pivotal moment in human and planetary history. Why, what was being revealed by the subconscious indicated that our very planet is ascending to a higher frequency, literally in the process of splitting into two distinct Earths, or realities, depending on the vibrational alignment of its inhabitants. This concept of a splitting Earth describes a monumental divergence of realities. One Earth, it was explained, continues on a low vibrational path, often characterized by conflict, fear, and a denser, more challenging existence. The other, the New Earth, is a higher vibrational reality, manifesting as harmony, peace, and abundance. The subconscious consistently affirmed that humanity is being presented with a grand opportunity to consciously choose which Earth experience they wish to inhabit through their individual vibration and level of consciousness. This isn't a geographical separation where continents will tear apart. Instead, it's an energetic phenomenon. Those operating at higher frequencies will naturally find themselves aligning with the New Earth reality, while those clinging to low vibrations will continue to experience the older, dense Earth. The choice, the subconscious always emphasized, is one of absolute free will, made through our daily thoughts, emotional states, and the actions we take. Consider a particularly illuminating case. A young woman, Clara, had been experiencing profound anxiety about the state of the world, overwhelmed by news of global conflict and environmental decay. In her QHHT session, her subconscious took her directly to an experience of the splitting. Clara described seeing Earth bathed in a shimmering light, with two distinct energetic fields slowly but surely separating from one another. She felt an undeniable magnetic pull towards the brighter, more harmonious field, which she instinctively knew was the New Earth. What transcended the known in this revelation was the subconscious as precise explanation of how this splitting was occurring at a quantum level. directly influenced by the collective consciousness of humanity. It articulated that individuals resonating with love, compassion, and unity would naturally gravitate towards the new earth, while those steeped in fear, division, and control would remain energetically tethered to the denser, older earth. The subconscious then provided Clara with specific energetic practices, simple daily actions like focusing on gratitude and radiating peace, to consciously anchor herself to the higher vibration. This profound understanding lifted Clara's anxiety, replacing it with a powerful sense of purpose and empowerment. She realized she had an active and conscious role in shaping her own reality and contributing to the global shift. A critical component of this planetary transformation, as revealed in countless sessions, involves the 3 waves of volunteers. This was a concept so prevalent and consistent that it became the title of one of Dolores Cannon's most iconic books. It details how millions of souls from other planets and dimensions, often identified as starseeds or light workers, have voluntarily incarnated on Earth. Their purpose is not for their own karmic progression, but specifically to assist humanity and the planet during this challenging yet ultimately transformative period. These volunteers frequently report feeling a deep sense of not belonging, an intense homesickness for a home they can't quite place, or a struggle to adapt to the density of human emotions. Yet, their presence is absolutely crucial to the energetic upliftment of the planet. In one powerful session, an older man named George, who had lived a life feeling perpetually out of place and deeply empathetic to suffering, discovered he was part of the first wave of volunteers, having incarnated in the mid-20th century. His subconscious explained that his primary mission was to simply be a human battery, absorbing and grounding the low energies of Earth without ever consciously understanding his profound purpose. He had endured a life marked by significant pain and difficulty, and the subconscious revealed this was his chosen way of helping to transmute the planet's density. The aspect that truly went beyond the unknown for George was the profound relief that washed over him upon grasping this truth. He suddenly understood that his life's struggles weren't random misfortunes, but served a higher, collective purpose. He was a silent anchor, a vibrational pioneer. His subconscious further elucidated that while later waves of volunteers would have more conscious roles, bringing in new technologies and ideas, his initial mission was to simply hold space and energy. This revelation provided George with an incredible sense of validation and peace, allowing him to understand the meaning behind his experiences as he neared the end of his current incarnation. The culmination of Dolores Cannon's tireless life's work, therefore, points to a single, overarching message of personal empowerment and conscious creation. Through her relentless pursuit of truth across thousands of sessions, she unveiled not only the mysteries of past lives, the mechanics of healing, and our vast cosmic connections, but also the direct actionable knowledge that every individual holds the power to shape their reality and contribute to the collective evolution. The subconscious consistently taught that we are powerful creators, our thoughts and emotions serving as direct energetic blueprints that manifest our reality. By aligning with higher vibrations of love, joy, and peace, we literally create the world we wish to inhabit, both individually and collectively. Dolores frequently reiterated that the profound knowledge she brought forth was never for her personal gain or fame. It was, she insisted, for the benefit of all humanity. She dedicated her life to writing 19 books, lecturing globally, and meticulously training thousands of QHHT practitioners across the world. This monumental effort ensured that this vital information was not only accessible, but also continued to spread, empowering individuals long after her passing. Her legacy is not merely found in the extensive records of extraordinary QHHT sessions. It lives on in the profound healing, enlightenment, and awakening experienced by countless individuals touched by her methods and discoveries. She served as an unparalleled bridge between the unseen realms and our everyday lives, providing practical tools and profound truths that continue to resonate and inspire generations. Her work unequivocally shows us that the beyond the unknown is not a territory to be feared, but a vast, magnificent frontier to be understood and enthusiastically embraced. It represents the limitless potential of our own consciousness, the inherent wisdom of our souls, and the undeniable interconnectedness of all life across the cosmos. It's the liberating realization that the universe is far more benevolent, intricate, and purposeful than our limited human minds often perceive. The veil between the conscious and subconscious, between this reality and other dimensions, is thinning rapidly. Dolores Cannon, through her incredible dedication, provided us with an invaluable blueprint and a guide to navigate this grand awakening. As we conclude this profound exploration of Dolores Cannon's extraordinary teachings, remember that the infinite wisdom she uncovered ultimately resides within each and every one of us. The power to heal, to understand our past, to connect with our cosmic origins, and to consciously participate in the evolution of Earth is not some external, mystical force. It is an inherent part of our own divine nature. Her enduring legacy is a powerful invitation to look inward, to trust the profound voice of our own higher self, and to step fully into the knowing that we are magnificent eternal beings actively creating our reality and contributing to the magnificent tapestry of universal consciousness. Thank you for joining me on this journey.